AI just became the greatest studio musician ever. And that's exactly why you are about to have the greatest creative advantage in music history. Let me prove it to you.
We have to compete. So in order to compete, we have to know what AI does. We have to know how it does it. As human creators, we now have to step it up a level. We have to do what we've always done. We have to innovate. Now, what I know is AI is never going to be able to create, without us, anything all that cool. Without learning from us, it's just not. We can talk about unsupervised learning, we can talk about how fast this is all evolving, but no one can tell me that AI is going to create songs in the key of life, or Nevermind by Nirvana, or Illmatic by Nas, or Kinda Blue. It's not happening. But what will happen is it will probably create some pretty good music that is working for an algorithm that sound maybe like a song we've heard and maybe that we've liked before. But beyond that, it's not going to compete with what we do. So as humans, we must compete. We must compete.
Everything he said is exactly true according to my experience using AI. And that's what I'm going to show you in this video. I did an experiment. I used Suno to really test the limitations of AI generated music. And what I found confirmed to me that AI at its absolute best can really only ride our coattails as human creators, but only if we remain competitive. Okay, so what does it mean to remain competitive about AI? That's what we're gonna get into. The first thing we need to understand is that AI already has all of the technical skills that the greatest musicians on the planet have. It's already spitting out derivative works that sound like this. Yeah, I created that using this prompt. Create a song that sounds completely fresh and is in no way generic or derivative of previously recorded music. See, that song was a complete fail based on this prompt. I mean, it literally sounds like Chris Cornell singing with the Black Keys. Now, if you're threatened by that, well, you should probably stop making music that sounds like Chris Cornell singing for the Black Keys. But most importantly, AI completely failed to accomplish the one thing that I wanted it to accomplish in this experiment. This song was supposed to sound completely fresh and not generic or derivative of any previous works. It was exactly derivative of previous works. This song literally sounds like songs we've all heard before. Now, it's not to downplay the technical execution, which of course is flawless here, but the creative vision is non-existent. This is literally generic crap in every sense of the word. All right, let's continue our experiment. Now that we know that AI is really good at generating generic crap, let's take advantage of this and prompt it to create something that is specifically derivative of previous works. So here's the prompt. Create a song that sounds like it came from the most recent Gas Station Mentality album, Cyclical Antiquity.
The clock spins backwards, slow like glue. Tick-tock whispers pulling through. A gas station Cyclical days, trapped in the haze, round and round these endless plays. Cyclical days, oh I'm amazed, we're just rats in a spinning maze. Stranger's face repeats in the glass, the shadows stretching.
Wow. So an even bigger fail than before, because that song sounded a whole lot like the previous song that I prompted, and it certainly doesn't sound like any tracks from Cyclical Antiquity, because let's listen to a track from that album. Right? So maybe we can just chalk that up to the fact that the AI has never heard of gas station mentality, which is actually something worth unpacking real quick. Is it possible that underground artists are gonna have an advantage over famous artists in the era of AI? Seems likely for a few different reasons that we're gonna cover. Regardless, let's continue our experiment. Now let's prompt the AI with well-known musical references. Let's prompt it to create a song that makes use of the Meshuggah framework, but has the chord changes to Countdown by John Coltrane. I guess that's not an option. Interesting, because I actually did make this song. That's the chord changes to Countdown stacked on top of a Meshuggah framework right there. So what have we learned? Number one, trying to compete with AI on a technical level is a horrible idea because your technical abilities will never exceed that of AI. In the same way that there's always gonna be somebody on this planet who has more technique than you do, well now that just happens to be AI, right? So we've already been dealing with this. You guys who've been watching my channel know that I'm not trying to turn anyone into some kind of technical wizard. I'm trying to help people realize a unique musical voice that cannot be replaced by AI or any other human. That's the advantage that we all have. We have to realize a unique musical voice that goes far beyond technical knowledge, right? A unique musical voice will come as a result of technical knowledge, but ultimately it's your creativity that takes that technical knowledge and turns it into something actually musical and actually unique. And this is the thing that AI doesn't have. It doesn't have vision beyond what we humans feed it. So if we want to stay ahead of the AI, we need to keep expanding our musical horizons and doing things like I did where I stacked the Coltrane changes on top of the Meshuggah framework, right? I try to get AI to do that, literally can't do that, but what's the result of me stacking those two frameworks? Well, it's a track that sounds like nothing you've ever heard before. And it kind of seems paradoxical because it's counterintuitive to realize that genre-defining music, aka the music that AI is not capable of producing, comes as a result of leveraging conventions that have been long since established, right? Meshuggah frameworks, at least a 25-year-old convention. Coltrane Change's like 75-year-old convention. Put them together, they fit like clockwork puzzle pieces because of how well defined those two conventions are. So once you start leveraging conventions with masterful precision, you're getting ahead of the AI at an exponential rate. And we see that just in our little experiment here. And of course, if you're new to my channel and you've never heard of the Meshuggah framework, and you never imagined that you could stack Coltrane changes on a Meshuggah framework, well, welcome to the cutting edge of musical education. It's right here on my channel. But those of you guys who've been watching me for a long time, you already know that the Meshuggah framework can be used by anyone to create any style of music without any risk of sounding like Meshuggah. But for some reason, AI hasn't figured that out, at least as of October 2025. So with all this in mind, should you really be scared of AI? I know I'm not, but that's because I've busted open the infinite creativity glitch as a result of understanding how to leverage musical conventions. Now, of course, there's still a lot to unpack on this topic, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll probably make a video out of every comment that gets posted because this stuff is super interesting to me. And it also excites me because while everyone is scared to death of AI, I'm over here being like, dude, I've got the antidote. So if you want to bust open the infinite creativity glitch so that AI has no power over you, here's what I recommend. You're going to want to go to mentalitymusic.com/last-lesson. That's where I can start teaching you about frameworks and leveraging musical conventions because that is the antidote. And it's counterintuitive because most people are thinking, well,
Well, of course AI knows all the musical conventions.
absolutely not. All you have to do is go see it for yourself, go to Suno, go check it out, try to get it to do things, try to get it to play chord changes, try to get it to do specific rhythms. Can't do any of that stuff. You can't create with any amount of precision with AI. I guarantee if you go start experimenting with it, any fears you have about AI will completely dissolve. It's not to say that you don't need to be competitive. You do need to be competitive. You need to understand how to leverage musical conventions. That's the simple competitive advantage that you have. So that's why I say if you want to learn about doing that, you want to learn about leveraging musical conventions, you want to learn about the frameworks that bust open the infinite creativity glitch, mentalitymusic.com/last-lesson. That's where it happens. So that's going to be the first link in the description. I'll see you on the call.